back, ladies and gentlemen, to the RGN Pro Series. We're moving to the third map of this best of three upper bracket finals. Team Liquid versus Cloud9. So the third map is going to be Inferno, and talked about it a little bit already. Interested to see how it goes again. Cloud9 without Sean Gares and such. Of course, that's been the situation the entire tournament here. But again, versus Team Liquid, we'll see what they have in store.
Yeah, and I'm thinking back to groups where Cloud9 played somebody on Inferno. Either, I want to say, I can't even remember so many matches, but either way, it was.
I wish I could fill in. I wish I could.
Either way, it was like 16-2 or 16-1. Either one of those scores.
Yeah.
But against Liquid, I don't think they're just going to be able to rely on raw aim. So who's going to get that CT side start? It looks like it is going to be Cloud9. So on to the CT side. We're going to get things going here. Of course, if you're just joining us, this is map number 3. It's all tied up at 1-1. And getting into it again, we have Swag in for Gares. And on a map, Inferno is one of the maps that I think that's going to be a detriment from, because they like in Inferno, the calling has to be so pristine. Your decisions mid-round, whether you're going to rotate back to B or just commit once you, like your players work for their apartments control and your bananas control, like that's where your caller really comes in. Just the ability to read the entire map, and nothing hasn't been a caller most of his career. Yeah. So will the aim of Swag make up for it? I don't think so, but very well could.
I'm going to find out shortly as Knife Round. I'm not going to lie, I was double checking if I could find that side. I believe it was Complexity. That Inferno group stage match. I could be wrong about that, but that is my inkling, as I'm just waiting for this match to go live again. Knife Round, I assume, considering
Cloud9 took it.
Yeah, Cloud9, of course. I can read numbers at the top. Cloud9 getting to start on that CT side. So obviously on Inferno, I'd love to have that CT side start, and it does look like we are going live here as 1-1, third map in this best of 3. Winner moves on. Loser drops to the lower bracket finals.
All right, so T-side start for Liquid. Cloud9 the buy, 4 men with armor, Skadoodle, nade, as well as a kit. 2 players towards Banana for Cloud9. Skadoodle instantly peeking at Liquid, not contesting just yet. 2 players at the bottom of the stairs as the other 3 are working up alt middle. Nitro and Elige to do that. Now going to go for banana control, it seems, for Liquid. They have Fugly, the sole player inside of the apartments. There's somebody peeking down the apartments. That's nothing. Can't find the headshot onto Fugly. So information, and Fugly gets across to the janitor. Now that's going to prompt Liquid opening up onto middle. Swag trying to fire through the smoke. Shroud going to make it into the bomb site. Nothing from above on the balcony. He's going to grab 2 of them. The rest of Liquid, nothing going to town here. That's 3. Nothing but headshots for this man. Maybe even some more. That's 4. The 5th one. Hiko going to survive. And another one for Hiko. This is a situation, but no. Only Hiko. It can be devastating, but no clutch this time for the clutch star.
Yeah, nothing. Just going absolutely massive, holding a brilliant angle towards balcony there in the halls and apartments, and just tapping off heads. Almost got the ace, but I'm sure he is happy regardless. Liquid going for the force spy, didn't get a bomb plant, so see if they can make it work here and now, as we'll have a number of SMGs on Cloud9, so we'll see if they can take advantage of this.
As well as Fugly trying to work down the apartments, but top of the stairs was smoked off, so Elige forced to take another route. Cloud9 have fallen off of the apartments. Free real estate, but tons of time delayed via that one smoke on the top of the stairs from Cloud9. And Liquid have 2 players at the bottom of Banana as well, bringing Nitro back to assist. Looks like they're going to try to sell a fake at A and then book it into B.
Nothing providing a flash towards middle. Going to delay things a little bit if there was some T's holding on to that real estate, but I'm just going to rotate Skadoodle over towards B. Nitro looking to get aggressive. What a tap from him. Takes Freak down to 10 hit points. Will prevent him from peeking again there. Learns his lesson. It's Fugly trying to find similar one tap onto a player over at A. He's going to burst out of the balcony here. Very quick from him, but Shroud not having any of it. We'll be able to take him down. Nitro, though, will lead a frag over towards B. You see a bit of a split-up Team Liquid here. They will have their remaining players coming up Banana, but only 15 seconds.
Yeah, all Freakazoid has to do is bring down the bomber. Where's the smoke going to be? Oh, the nade by Hiko onto Freakazoid. This gives them a great shot. Much bigger than Freakazoid being a live bomb. Goes down, Hiko spots out nothing. The spray battle is won by Adren. Skadoodle going on to Hiko. And Skadoodle going to come up with the double kill. Forced by a round loss from Liquid, but at least they got the bomb plant.
Bomb plant, plenty of damage, but was very close. Still can't believe that nade landed, and again, that was Nitro getting that damage done very early, and like you suggested, Freak just had to lay in wait patiently, but as soon as he saw that nade coming, I'm sure he knew the reality of it. As save round, Adren only picking up a smoke and a flash. So see what they can make work with this. Fugly, actually, just with a Glock, everybody else will receive upgraded pistols. Nothing up towards apartments here. Nade is going to do a heck of a lot of damage. Liege will be able to blindside nothing but 2 before he goes down.
Now Skadoodle's turn, spamming through the smoke, or as they exit the smoke, triple for Skadoodle. 2 of those came via the SMG. Tons of money for the Opera of Cloud9.
So moving into another rifle situation. Liquid equipping their players. And they do not have enough to get that AWP onto the field. Adren will have just an AK. Skadoodle, though, will have that in his hands, and going to be quickly heading towards car here. Eats a flash. Still interested, though, in getting peaky. Goes on top of the car. Nitro is playing a dangerous game within the pillars, but to be fair, Skadoodle, in theory, is a bit of a sitting duck on top of this position. Eats a nade and will fall off. As he's down to 57, still has Freakazoid with him at sandbags, though.
Skadoodle's going to take another angle, just posting up if Liquid want to go towards the car. There's a minute left in the round. Another smoke deployed at the top of Banana by Cloud9. 2 players, Liquid, going down to the janitor area. See where Liquid want to bring this still. Some time to fake about. Bring the bomb towards middle. If they want to attempt towards Banana once more. We have Skadoodle as well as Freakazoid inside of the bomb site. 1 man anchoring. That's Fugly, as he so often does for Team Liquid. Now comes the take from Liquid, but a smoke deployed at the perfect time by Cloud9. That's going to force Liquid to try to rush through this smoke. Freakazoid entirely blind, and he's going to take refuge at the corner. But Liquid does not immediately execute Freakazoid. He's only good for 1, but still, Skadoodle inside the site. Swag on his way. Skadoodle goes down for free. Swag's turn from the spindles. Hiko connects with the headshot, and Shroud and nothing. Oh, Hiko gets another one as well. Hiko, this round, with authority. But no, are we going to get the bomb down? What's going on here? Okay, finally. Oh, that got a bit scary for me.
Yeah, we'll get it down as Shroud heading back towards the A-bomb site. We'll save this weaponry. We can take a look at the Cloud9 economy. And to be fair, again, considering how expensive that second round was, third round they survived with 4, but see how much they'll decide to put on the field in the next, as Liquid will connect, or rather collect, their first round. Only a Liege dropping as well, so automatically gaining a bit of an economy behind this.
It's pretty big that Shroud saved this as well, as everybody will be able to buy besides nothing. Well, albeit not the greatest of buys, but at least Skadoodle has enough for his AWP. Nothing will get dropped by Shroud if Cloud9 is planning on going for the force buy. And indeed they will. They will get 5 rifles on the field. No, Swag without.
Skadoodle looking for a B-side pick. They are going to stack 3 towards Banana here. Skadoodle didn't have the fortune of finding a pick last time. Molotov towards car, flashbang as well. It's going to force Skadoodle off the angle. He will still try and pick this small angle, though, forced off of it, as another molly rains on in for Liquid. And with Banana control here, they do have some apartments control as well in the form of Liege and Fugly. And there's actually a double team here, shoulder to shoulder, Nothing and Shroud. Nothing will get out there with 7 HP, but that was a very interesting way to play that back haul. You just generally don't expect them to be 2 players peeked out wide, again, shoulder to shoulder.
And here's the mid-round decision-making I'm talking about from Liquid. They threw Some nades over the wall, keeping the players at B. They know nothing is wounded. He's probably going to be playing inside of the pit, limiting the amount of his body that can be shown as when he takes a fight. And Adren, one more Molotov, going to chuck that towards New Box, just hoping that the two members of Cloud9 will stay there. And actually, they're drawing Freakazoid on the rotate, leaving nothing all alone inside of the pit, only with 7 HP. He's going to give away his position with a flash. Fugly looking for the trade. They're not sure where the flash came from. Nothing still alive in the pit. 2 frags for Liquid, and Swag and Skadoodle left to save.
Yeah, Liquid will be able to collect their second round here, and that was a very nice pop flash from nothing. Sailing it in from pit, and yeah, it was fairly effective, but not going to make a difference here. Fugly with 2, Adren with 1, and Swag only with the seeds at 75. He's looking for that headshot, and he does find it. What a nice shot from Swag, as calm and collected, but Nitro will drop him. Can't make it all the way to actually retrieve the weaponry, but Skadoodle, well, I don't think they're going to find him here.
2 rounds lost bonus for Cloud9, not enough to get a bye going. Skadoodle, in a safe spot, I guess. Nice and dark in there. Let's look at the money situation of Cloud9. Going to have 3 rounds lost bonus in the next. Still not going to get a full bye out of it. 4 P250s on the field. Just want to supplement that op of Skadoodle with as little money as possible. Flash on Swag. Looks like he's going to try to pop flash for Skadoodle, but he's forced to use it early. I don't think that was the original intent. And Skadoodle stacked up with 2 of his players at B. And Liquid, they're going to work to identify where this op of Skadoodle is.
Yeah, that is the primary objective here, as I imagine they'd like to avoid it. Skadoodle, fully blind, has to fall off the angle, and this is the opportunity as Nitro does take him down. Swag very swift, though, in picking up that op, but he can't utilize it as they're breaching into the bomb site. Freakazoid take down Nitro. They know exactly where he's at here. He does get Adren midair, though. That's going to create a 2-on-2. Shroud onto Hiko. Fugly and Elige left.
And Cloud9 have a ton of time to grab these fallen weapons. Liquid, 45 seconds left and only a flashbang. Nothing, still hasn't grabbed a weapon, though. He's from the CT spawn, smoked out, takes the fight with Elige. Elige catches him before he gets into the bomb site. Shroud has to come up massive from the new box. Aim punch going to be quite devastating. Liquid going to grab that. But what an eco round coming out of Cloud9 with only P250s and Skadoodle's op. And yeah, look at that economy, not the best.
Freakazoid getting 2 there. A pretty one onto Adren midair as well, as 3 all. Moving into this next round, and CT side economy getting a little bit working for themselves. CTs wish they could say the same, buying up in this. Will drain absolutely everything. No kid on the field to note as well. Hunting for more nades. And Liquid will see if they can win this round. Another hurdle to make it over. Cloud9 on the other hand, again, start building up their CT half, but Nitro takes down Freakazoid, who is aggressive towards sandbags, and unfortunately it didn't look like he had a lot of support. I'm not sure what was going on there. Swag was inside of the bomb site. I'm sure there was some sort of plan. He does have a pop flash, so I imagine that was the idea, but not able to make it work. And after that pick, Liquid actually shifting back to middle.
And 2 players inside of A for Cloud9. That is Shroud as well as Nothing. Nothing playing Moto, going to smoke off Arch. 50 seconds on the clock. Shroud still has a smoke himself if Liquid decide to execute onto the A bomb site. Have the odd man, Adren, continuing to announce himself over towards. Wow, and he burned Swag somehow. Not sure how that happened, but it's Nothing's turn. He's going to jump through the smoke. Oh, Hiko gets him anyways with a headshot. Arriving from the CT spawn is Skadoodle. Shroud needs to hang on from the pit by time for Skadoodle, but no, it's up to Shroud as Skadoodle will fall from the pit. 20 seconds to get that bomb down. They know where Shroud is, but can they bring him down is the question. Hiko takes the fight. Shroud staying alive. He's looking for Elige to peek from the bomb site. He will, and hit the headshot. Liquid up 4. Another gun round for Liquid.
Very nice round, and you can see Cloud9.
Liquid at 4.
Not going to have a lot in the form of the monetary situation like we were highlighting. Liquid, again, 6,700 on Fugly, 45. Elige ran around 6 as well, so we're going to build up a little bit more here as send a couple players towards Banana, Nitro, and Hiko. And in the match against Luminosity, Nitro, big reason they were able to take the B bomb site. He was able to find double entry frags a lot of the time. So specifically in overtime, actually, when really mattered. So we'll see if we can continue that kind of play. Smoke in towards CT. Freak will cross over towards the bomb site. They're working a double stack towards middle here is Cloud9, and well, they will find it. Nothing with one, but that's going to be the extent. Actually, Swag picking up one as well, but like the idea. Again, that double stack on either side of middle. Kind of crunch on in if they fall into your trap, and it does net them 2 frags.
Yeah, and I like that they stacked it as well. Since they had the crossfire, or the double crossfire, they brought 4 there. Able to trade off on some kills, try their best to keep the economy of Liquid at arm's length. Another gun round for Cloud9 here. Double op setup. Swag and Skadoodle. Swag must have had the spawn as he's going very quickly towards the B side. Oh, barely catches Hiko, and he's going to fall back, taking minimal damage from that Molotov. Into the apartments is Liquid. And 1 player deficit where Skadoodle, he's posted up at the porch side. Leech thinking about peeking. Janitor, smoke out. Skadoodle forced to fall off of the position. Nitro lurking towards the B side. He's going to try to draw some attention over towards B, but still Liquid making a bunch of noise inside the apartments.
Again, Skadoodle lining up the angle. Actually does not hit that shot onto Adren. Not too often. He misses ones like those. Will be Liquid keeping 4 on the field. Good news certainly is Adren lining up a smoke towards A. It's merely a fake though, as they've sent Nitro all the way up towards Car. 45 seconds here as another smoke does go down, and now they have a Molotov and a smoke on the T side. Actually 2 Molotovs rather, no flashes or anything fancy, and looks like they're going to wait this out. Nitro dropping a smoke, and well, here they go. Swag with the first frag onto Nitro. Nothing peeking through, and that's gonna be that as they all fall down. Cloud9 surviving with 5.
Still Liquid with a buy, and that's great for Cloud9's economy, but you see how much they have to rebuy. The Swag going all the way down to 150. Now Liquid will have to potentially save if they lose this one. So what's the play? Liquid 3 towards middle, 2 alt. Nitro, flash, Freakazoid off. Skadoodle with the AWP. Nice first pick. Liquid continuing to apply the pressure towards Banana. Freakazoid still at the car. Hiko spams him through the car. I don't even know if he knew Freakazoid was there, but definitely had the hunch.
Yep. Swag now all alone at B, and he is going to be pressured upon. Adren takes him down. And Swag, as we could see, clearly not ready for that engagement. And Liquid, that's going to be their ticket into the B bomb site and to the round as, well, Cloud9 staying at A.
Yeah, they're just going to go ahead and save up here, it seems. Not a bad decision, looking at their economy. They'll get, what, 1,400 from this round, nothing, and Shroud will be able to drop for their teammates. Skadoodle hanging on to his AWP, so wise decision, safe decision for Cloud9. This will deny them the tie round. Liquid moving up to 6, surviving with 4. Good for their economy as well. So Liquid stabilize after dropping 1, but it's not the position where Cloud9, if they lost, that they'd have to save. So at least another gun round here, but might be strapped for some nades.
As round 11 going live, Skadoodle. Let's have a nice spawn here towards middle. We'll see if he can make it work again. Saw a Liege on the player cam after going down to Skadoodle last round, and well, looked very frustrated. But nonetheless, Skadoodle looking to find a pick towards second middle. It's sent down to 50 hit points as they are not allowing that kind of pick early here is Liquid.
So 3 towards Banana. Elysian Fugly getting apartment control, so map control for Liquid. Thinking about taking out Janitor is a Liege, but throws the smoke. That usually forces Skadoodle off, but this time Skadoodle doesn't want to fall back. Instead, peeking up under the porch, looking for a hole in the smoke. That is a well-crafted smoke. I don't think there's any gap that Skadoodle will be able to exploit, but as it dissipates, the question is, will Liquid expect him to be here? But no, Skadoodle is going to take the safe route, fall off, line up another angle with that AWP. Liquid seemingly falling back towards Banana, given that they have a player in Janitor. They may try a wrap onto Banana as well from the arch side. We're going to find out soon. This Liquid getting their initiation. Smoke towards arch, trying to pressure towards the porch, but there's still a lot of CPs in here. Nothing. I don't know how Elish got the frag. Might have been through the smoke. Skadoodle up on top of the balcony, totally blind for the time being. No, that's Shroud from above the balcony. It's Skadoodle inside of the bomb site. He's going to whiff the shot. Shroud still alive, though, from the pit. He might even get some more here. There it is. Cloud9 taking another one. 6-5 for Liquid. However, I still think they have enough to buy.
Oh, massacre there. Cloud9. Brilliant defense as, Shroud immediately getting two from that balcony, dropping down Skadoodle with some fancy footwork. Freak chiming in as well. 6-5 as Liquid will be a little late to buy here. Skadoodle gonna head towards Banana, dropping a smoke and see if he can find an aggressive pick here, as that smoke not where he wanted it, but doesn't make a difference as he finds Hiko. It's an excellent early pick as Swag now looking to get aggressive. And Skadoodle actually following up with him.
Down a man. Liquid. Cloud9 still with Banana control. Minute and 10 on the clock. Still a couple smokes for Cloud9. And they're going to follow the player off of Banana, leaving Skadoodle here to deal with any pressure. And if Skadoodle isn't forced off of Banana, Cloud9 will continuously be okay with having 4 players at A. But one Molotov brings Swag back to the B bomb site, creeping up towards the arch side. Is Elish going to contend with Freakazoid at arch. Pop flash. Not going to blind Freak. Now Freak turn to peek. He does get the first one trade by Nitro. Player inside the site. Nothing. Shroud again in the pit. But 30 seconds remaining. They're looking for one more kill, but bad timing by Nitro. Skadoodle. That's the timing that he peeks into the arch side, and another round for Cloud9. Have they finally broken the bank of Liquid? It seems so.
Yeah, and actually in the process created a bit of a bank of their own. Freak will have to repurchase, but 7,700 on Shroud, 8,500 on Skadoodle. We are in round 13, so see here, Liquid will be saving. We'll have to get a better buy than with any sort of force in. Of course, with 6 rounds, not a bad situation at all, as we're going to see Skadoodle posted up in middle. And he will smoke and fall off, just looking for that early pick. As his timing and does drop back. And you're going to see a couple players from the Liquid side gathering some intel and control of apartments, but they will fall off here. There's Elysian Fugly. But some presence still towards top middle, and I'm a little unsure as to where they'd like to take this, but now top middle control, and I try and wrap onto the bomb site B. That's going to be Skadoodle landing one decent damage onto another. It's nothing onto Elish. 3 on 5 for Team Liquid.
And a really nice flash, going to blind Swag. Hiko pushing into the spawn, can't make it to tree. How does the bomb get into the site? Madren has 100 HP, tries to throw it to his teammate, but they'll throw it to a dead body. 7 rounds for Cloud9.
7 indeed, and 9-6 what they're looking for at this point. Liquid will be able to put a buy onto the field, and they lose this one, 4 rounds worth of loss bonus. Well, this definitely could make things interesting. Liquid takes it. Battle for the final round, potentially. We're going to see Shroud cross middle. Spotted a player towards T stairs. Nade provided towards second middle. And he's just going to wrap around, actually, towards balcony. Set up his position there. Skadoodle still working this very tight angle towards top middle.
Liquid have to deal with this Banana pressure pretty soon. How far are Freakazoid and Swag going to go? Not all the way, falling off of Banana now. Liquid still having to confront a smoke at the bottom of Banana. Now grouping up towards middle. Skadoodle from the arch side. Going to get smoked off, falls back. Porch side, 2 players for Cloud9. Nobody inside of pit or the apartments balcony. As Liquid still determining where they want to go, as is so prevalent on Inferno, going back and forth from middle to Banana and back up to mid. Apartments has Fugly as well as Elish lurking from the janitor, and look at this rotation from Cloud9. They got the read on the situation. Nothing debating if he wants to fully commit to the rotate. And as Liquid begin this, I think they want to fake towards A before they begin. But Fugly and Elige aren't peeking at all, and if they're planning on faking, they're running out of time. But no, the call is made to fall back from Liquid, and this is going to be so tight.
Yeah, absolutely. Is Shroud, that anchor inside a pit. And coming up big here, Skadoodle there as well. Shroud with the first. As he drops Elige. Let's have one from up above, and that's Fugly, but running out of time here as they will be able to get the bomb planted. Excellent fragging from RGN and Fugly, creating the 2-on-2.
Somehow, there's 3 frags instantaneously, and now 2-on-2. Only a flash, the only utility on the field for either of these two teams. Freakazoid coming up from the porch, actually Swag joining him as well. This is going to create a tad of a crossfire. Fugly going to go down as RGN inside the site, reveals his position. 80 HP remaining, trying to spam down Freakazoid, can't get it done. And Cloud9 going to move up to 8-6.
As Liquid will take a look of how much they can put onto the field. Bomb plant certainly helped out, as otherwise, again, would have been short pretty much all this utility that we see making it on out. Liquid wanting to find 7, but technically winning the half here is Cloud9, as they have had some pretty impressive holds, and of course that last defuse, even though they fell to the 2-on-2, making it work. And again, Skadoodle is going to want to work towards apartments, and oh, Fugly trying to peek up from back halls. Skadoodle just barely missing his head.
Working up towards Banana is Liquid, 3 players. And they left that so late to make that decision from Liquid in the previous round. Somehow, they did get the plant. Not the round win. Dripping up towards Banana now with all 5. No fakes to be had this time. The flashes aren't going to blind Swag. Delaying their take a bit is Liquid. Now thinking about falling back. They have burned some smokes towards Banana, but Swag still has one. Likely going to drop that in just a moment upon the other one dissipating. There it goes. Trying to sell a fake. Towards A will be Fugly. As the smoke comes to the arch side, Fugly looking to cause a distraction over here towards A. Smoke has now dissipated towards the B side. Oh, scratch that, just about to. And Nitro going through it. Skadoodle, Freakazoid. RGN, the only frag for Liquid, on to Freakazoid. Swag holding onto the bomb site, and only he go. And that's going to be it, 9-6 in favor of Cloud9. Pistol round, massive.
Swag shutting that down with an excellent triple kill, and just love the way he plays that bomb site. That smoke actually went and dissipated right before they entered on in. Just the way he throws it and the way he's kind of boosted up, he can just spot them as they're running on in, and he's got an incendiary which toasted some of the players as it was dissipating. That was the timing, of course, to be able to drop that, but here we go, Liquid. They're going to have 2 kits on the field. Interesting, as it's going to be at a trend, and Elige picking those up. Hiko, of course, will go with the dualies, and they're going to receive some action here. Quick B play. Elige can't find the headshot he's looking for. It's Skadoodle to drop him. Hiko now all alone. Will get one. He needs to buy some time for his teammates to get here. The jumping shot. That was Swag. No, so that was not the jumper. Swag was still feet on the floor, but 3-on-4 on the retake.
Fugly first to engage from the garden, waiting for the smoke to dissipate from CT are the CTs. And here they go. 2 from CT. Fugly coming up, spots out nothing, but nothing hits the cross, and nothing gets another one. All 3, no. Shroud gonna get a 2K, or just one of his own. Pistol round for Cloud9, and that's both pistol rounds for Cloud9.
Yeah, that is a big advantage for them. 10 rounds now, double digits on their T side, and see what kind of weapons they put onto the field. Force buy from Team Liquid, so we're going to go with 5-7 armor. And Hiko will have a single flashbang. A couple rifles, though, making it out for Cloud9. MP7 on Skadoodle and Freak, so of course not as potent against armor, but not the worst of times. Elige is posted up at sandbags, and you can see the way they're playing. Hiko has that flash and can be utilized at any given time, and it's kind of one of their set plays they're looking for.
Yeah, a mixture of a buy coming out from the Cloud9 side. 2 SMGs, 3 rifles. Still unclear to them whether Liquid has gone for the force buy or not. When they hear 5-7s, may be able to assume. Creeping up middle, Cloud9, Nitro hiding in Janitor. How many can he get? Molotov comes through. Cloud9 aren't peeking it just yet. Nitro gets the first one, peeks onto nothing. Nothing spraying away. Will get Nitro. 2 players remaining for Liquid. And it is going to be a B-side play. Pico peeks out, goes down, and looks like this force buy will be lost.
Yeah, only Adren here trying to provide some spam with his 5-7 towards the B-bomb site, but surely he will not make it out alive here as the force buy, as of now, only netting them a single frag, and that's going to be that Freak. Taking down Adren. Extra money for the MP7 frag, and 11-6. Team Liquid. Well, when they decided to force buy, I'm sure they certainly want, well, everybody wants to win, so quite an obvious statement, but now on a full save, default pistols.
They are stacking towards B. Adren, sole player at A. See where they decide to stack, if they're going to be peeking it or everybody hiding inside the bomb site. Elige looking for a spot to play as every other location had been taken. And they're not going to be peeking at all. So anybody that wants to gain information towards Banana is going to have to go into the bomb site and likely go down. But when that information is given, Cloud9 is going to have an opportunity to book it into the A bomb site. Realizing the stack. This is all dependent on if Cloud9 actually probe into the B site, but no, they're just going to go with the bomb with 4 towards A, and it looks like Liquid have just guessed the wrong bomb site.
As it's only Adren here, P2000 in hand, peeks towards middle, and that will be Skadoodle. Just putting a couple bullets his way. Doesn't like that, so Adren falls back into hiding inside of bomb site A. Shroud will be able to take down one, make it a second as Hiko eventually drops him, but plenty of intel. They're going to waltz over into A. Again, Adren's still there. They spot him out inside of the bomb site. Skadoodle takes him down with a headshot jumping over that box. Elige and Hiko left on the map, and, well, only Elige now with a Galil.
Big round upcoming for Liquid. They don't take this. Likely 14-6 in favor of Cloud9. Elige, what a well-placed nade. That's insane. That Freakazoid would have the awareness to nade that position where Elige was playing. Raining down, Elige with the first one, but swag the trade. Freakazoid just going to grab himself a rifle, I assume, if he could find one. Nope, stuck with the SMG. But now the big round for Liquid. This needs to be the start of their comeback.
Yeah, indeed it does. Otherwise, Cloud9 inching closer to the grand finals of our RGN Pro Series Championship. Liquid would fall to the lower bracket, and we're going to see Cloud9, a couple players towards Banana early. Elige and Hiko will be there, and this is a stack we've seen from time to time from them on this bomb site. You can see, and up on the baskets, very bizarre kind of off angles that you probably wouldn't expect, especially, well, if you decide to head on through the smoke. Doesn't look like it's going to be the case. They do molly and nade, and now they will go for it. Elige, though, he is going to be prepped, and he takes down 2. Skadoodle blind and reeling as he's heading back down Banana, but that's exactly the opening frags Liquid required.
A great round by Liquid. Hiko, perfect timing on the flash. Skadoodle was looking for the trade onto Elige, but the flashbang saves Elige's life. Now heading towards the A side is Cloud9. They need some massive entries. Fugly exposes his position in the pit, spots that Freakazoid. It's pushing up towards Porch. They are going to commit anyways. Position revealed, nothing. Nades down Fugly. I think they might know where Nitro is as well. No, they do not. Nitro reveals his position, gets 2, and almost spams down Skadoodle as well. It's the last player there, and Nitro with a 3K.
That was beautiful. Yeah, he actually did peek before that engagement, but he sent a couple bullets their way, but that was as they were focusing, I guess, on that player in pit, and, well, he shows himself again, and triple kill. Liquid now on 7, working that comeback game as we got Cloud9 still just hanging out in spawn a little bit, maybe talking about what went wrong there. A little late out of spawn, but it is an eco for them.
Let's take a look at the money of Liquid. Only one player with weapons. Holy plural. See that grammar, Chad? Like
impressive.
That? Impressive, but Liquid need to survive with 4 in order to build a buffer in case they lose the next gun round. Let's not count Cloud9 out. They do have upgraded pistols, a couple flashes, trying to come up towards the porch. 2 for 1 at the A bomb site. only Fugly left at A, and they're trying to split onto him. One from the apartments. Fugly hanging on though. Freakazoid goes down. Nothing coming from the apartments. Where's the rotate coming out from Liquid? They're so cautious because they're not certain that Fugly is under siege. Swag revealed from the graveyard, peeking out from the apartments. Now is nothing.
Oh, nothing.
They get that frag as well. Liquid, if they drop this, surely Cloud9 will be able to finish off this match. But look at how patient Cloud9. Swag!
What a
catches
position.
lead. And now Hiko versus 2. Swag spamming away. Hiko as well. 37 HP on Hiko.
Yeah, as he has to clutch this 1v2, otherwise it'll be very difficult. Look at him spam through that smoke. Swag not taking any damage. Nothing is spotted in the bomb site. Hiko without a kit here and trying to make it work. Does spot out nothing yet again. Drops him to 31, but it'll be Swag with the triple kill, and such an impressive performance, especially that second frag where he's up in graveyard. What an angle to hold.
And this is crunch time for Liquid. They have 1,500 on one, 1,600 on another. If they double save, they're gonna be giving up Cloud9 tie point. Looks like they will just go for potentially a double save, maybe even a single. I'm surprised if they're gonna do a single save that Hiko would go down to 1,200 unless he's planning on buying his auto shotty or something like that. 2-3 setup here for Liquid, and Fugly actually rocking out with the Zeus. Close range angle in the apartment. That's fun.
I like it. I like it. See if he can tase someone. As Cloud9 just going to play this quite cautiously, and rightfully so, as oh so close to closing out this map. Would be very unfortunate for themselves if they lost to a buy like this. And Fugly here in the middle. Will try and find Skadoodle, but Fugly taken down, and it's going to be another frag. Nitro falls, and that's going to be the A bomb site here. So Liege, Dren, Hiko rotating in. See if they can maybe salvage a weapon or something to that effect.
Yeah, that would be huge in their chances in the following round if they're planning on buying. I'm wondering if Liquid are trying to play out for the tie or what the plan is here. As Skadoodle gets the trade for Swag on a Liege. 2 up for Liquid. They could somehow just grab Swag's weapon, but that's not going to happen as Cloud9 is sitting on it. Both players in the library. Cloud9 just going to exit together. And on Inferno, you can always just keep a player inside of the pit, ensuring that no Ninja Defuse or any guns will be recovered. So 14 for Cloud9, and a tough decision here for Liquid. Save for the tie or buy for the win.
Yep. Round 22 here. Coming down to it, and Cloud9 again to reiterate 2 rounds away from closing this out, and Liquid will go with the buy here. Hiko with the Mag 7, Fugly with the P90, 3 FAMAS making it on out. And well, we're going to find out if they can do this with a less than optimal buy. As a couple nades raiding down towards Banana. Swag burning to death here. Really wanted to find an aggressive pick, but we will see Shroudin. Skadoodle able to keep things an even 3-on-3.
Nice picks by Cloud9. 3-on-3 definitely going to favor the T side. Liquid have to play 2-1. Hopefully guess the right bomb site. And for Cloud9, just have to guess where the stacked bomb site isn't. Fugly looks to be the target of Cloud9. The bomb and nothing, creeping their way up middle. Fugly inside of the pit. Shroud gets a frag over towards the B side. Is this going to prompt Fugly to rotate? No, it's going to cause Cloud9 to fall back towards the B site, so it's going to be up to Nitro to hold off 3.
Yep, Nitro has to make something big happen here as well, actually.
Oh, Fugly's rotating. Oh no, it's all a fake. Cloud9 have juked Liquid out. And this is going to be a free plant, and the rotate is going to take so long. Freakazoid still with utility. This is going to be Cloud9's round unless a miracle happens from Liquid. So Shroud will fall, but Freakazoid with this smoke, there's going to be no take from Arch. And this is a disaster for Liquid.
So here we go. Freakazoid getting that bomb down, like you'd stated. Does have a smoke to utilize. He'll put it down towards Modal and Library. Nothing has an Molotov, rather, as well. So being that he's in pit, very easy angle to put on top of the bomb. And actually no kit on Fugly or Nitro. This is not good for them at all, as Fugly is behind that Moto smoke. Going to flash his way through shoulder to shoulder. They push, but One will fall. Freakazoid with both of them. And C9, they will take the round, moving to match point.
Insane. Both pistol rounds going the way of Cloud9. I thought Liquid was going to be able to take it as they have their full squad, and a decent map for them as well. But Mag 7s for Fugly as well as Nitro playing for the tie at this point. Full buy coming out from the Cloud9 side. Now they're just going to play it slowly once more. They have to know that Liquid's economy is busted. How does Liquid make up for that? Well, they can try to go for some aggression somewhere, but the passivity and the patience of Cloud9, if a push were to happen, likely going to be a Cloud9 advantage.
Let's see Nitro. Love someone to peek that close range angle. Make the Mag 7 work. And bomb is still towards middle. Cloud9 working fairly slowly. As gotta know the economy fairly busted up for Liquid. So don't want to fall into any nonsense traps, nothing. Looking to aggress towards apartment and see if he can find Fugly here. Fugly actually walking away from the stairs where potentially we're going to see nothing. Blindside Fugly, excellent entry frag.
So 5 on 4 now. Liquid hoping that it'll be the B-bomb site as they bring third player over. Only one in the pit, and once again, Liquid has guessed the wrong bomb site. Shroud gets a kill, and again, Nitro, he's over towards B or A, but he gets 2 of them inside of the apartments. There's some distance between him and Skadoodle. Suddenly the advantage for Liquid here. Nitro, all he has to do is stay alive. Cloud9 gonna plant the bomb anyways because they have no other options.
There's Swag inside of the pit here. Skadoodle inside of the bomb site itself. Multiple CTs wrapping. As Legion Adren gonna work up from arches. Swag will find the first one. As without a kit, time is of the essence. Skadoodle will put a lot of damage into Nitro. Swag with another one, and that's gonna be that. 16-7, Cloud9 take it.
And on Inferno as well. I didn't think that was gonna be a good third map for Cloud9, but proving otherwise, Swag definitely his aim made up for the brains of Sean Garris.
Yep, no doubt about it. So Inferno, again, only 7 rounds there for Team Liquid. Like you had stated, both pistol rounds going the way of Cloud9. If you see that happening, you really need to take an immense amount of rifle rounds. And Team Liquid not able to do it. So we are going to take a short break here on Stream 1, but there is a few more matches, and I'm sure they're going to be very epic. So don't go too far, guys. We'll be back here. You're watching the RGN Pro Series here on Azubu.